Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Myer. I'm going to be your host for today. And today on the show, I have two guys that have never been on the show. They are Branson's younger generation. They're rising stars. They've got their own show coming out called ReVibe, and it's Benjamin and Nathaniel Hughes, and so part of the world famous Hughes family, and so we're really excited to talk to them today about their new show and just being in the business. Here's another thing. I want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Clay Cooper. Clay, as you know, is one of Branson's top entertainers here in town, and he was here on our last month and ran for alderman, and he rocked it. He had a clean sweep, as they would say, and so maybe the fact that he was on Play Branson had something to do with him winning. You know, you just never know. But anyway, Clay, congratulations on your win. Now you're following in Donald Trump's footsteps, and entertainers can be good politicians, so you've got to listen to the people and do what's right, and I know you will. So I'm excited for you. Good luck on that new position. Folks, last month I talked in a couple of episodes about this new dining passport, and if you are local and you haven't got it yet, I'm asking you why, because you can save a ton of money with this. It helps charity, so check out the dining passport. You can go to thediningpassport.com and buy these. They're good through the end of the year. And if you use these, I guarantee you're going to save a ton of money here in Branson. If you're a local, definitely check this out. You can also find this at the BransonMissouri.com Welcome Center over on Highway 248 at 269 Highway 248. You can buy them there as well. So be sure to check this out. It goes to a good cause, and you're going to save money at the same time. Hang tight. We will be back in just a second with the Hughes kids. Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and today for the first time ever on the show, I have Nathaniel and Benjamin Hughes. And so guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
It's good to be here.
And so just kind of give us a history, because you guys, I'm guessing, have just grown up in the entertainment business. And so why don't you guys just kind of talk a little bit about that and what you guys have done?
So our family has been performing in Branson for over 26 years. I started with the five brothers. Mostly they started in Silver Dollar City and eventually moved performing with the Osmonds. They did a country show back in the day, and then it's just started happening. The kids started coming, and Christina she's my oldest sister. She started dancing and on stage, and the brothers realized that this could be a potential
moneymaker.
Yeah, moneymaker. and so ever since then, you know, Christina's kind of set it off, and I don't think that they were planning to be the world's largest performing family, but it just came to be, and all of us love music, so we've been going strong. So.
Yeah. Now you guys are very young.
Yeah.
You're 20 and you're 19, and so how many years have you guys been performing on stage?
Before we were out of the womb, I guess.
No, well, I think when we were here, I started at 9 months. So I was on stage in my mom's arms and the bright lights by then. So it's kind of a natural thing to be in front of the spotlight and look down at people and smile at them and have a good time.
Yeah. So you say the world's largest performing family, and I know people probably joke in some cases about that, but I mean, when you're growing up in this, is it kind of just what you know and that you're then trained, or do they also say, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this? Like, how does that all work?
They do say that. I don't know. You want to answer?
Yeah, they basically say, well, at the beginning of the year, you can either choose to do the show or not do the show, because they don't want us to ditch halfway through the year, because that's kind of hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, performing is like second nature, for us. And so, obviously we do other stuff. Like, I moved to San Antonio for a year, and I did sales, and the family, they encourage us to do other things, and it all comes down to the individual and their love for performing. And I think all the kids just really love to do it, and so they want to stay in the business. So
how many of all the brothers, how many cousins are there? Like, there's a lot.
There's like 40 something. I'm not sure exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, it changes every 9 months.
Well, and now there's like now the cousins are having kids, so it's even more confusing.
Now we're into the third. What I would say is the third generation.
Well, yeah, third generation. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I think there's around like 50 from the brothers down. I think there's around like 52 or something. That's not in the show. I think in the show there's probably around like 44. I think on stage. So there's definitely a lot of them, but not all of them are in the show.
Yeah. So now, do you guys specialize in different aspects of the show, or what roles do you guys typically play?
It depends. So like for our family show, the Hughes music show, sometimes we'll help with choreography. Usually we're the backups to the brothers, right? The brothers are the star of the show. And so we do dancing, we do singing. There are some other moments that we get to be spotlighted, but and we'll help with choreography, and we'll help with other things. We'll tell the brothers, like, hey, you need to change this line. It's not working so well. They don't always listen, but but we're just kind of learning from them and just helping them out with that show. So
Okay. So you guys have a new show called ReVibe, and it's just all the younger kids, correct?
Yeah, it's ages from 13 to 25. So, and there's about 12 of us, 13 of us.
Okay. And I do want to talk about that more here in a moment. What's a typical day like for you guys?
Not getting up early.
No? You're late night people, right?
Oh, yeah.
So our schedule, it depends on the year, because like at the start of the year we have continuous rehearsals, because we try to open a somewhat new show every year. This year and last year our schedule is probably like from 8 o'clock to about 1 o'clock. We're rehearsing continuous, whether it's choreography, singing, and then usually from like 12 to I'd say about like 3 or 4, that's when kids kind of have their own time and they can do what they need to do. Depending on whoever is on the schedule, they'll go and work with our dinner theater. We have a dinner theater in our mezzanine, and so they'll go and actually be waitresses and waiters, and so that starts around 4 o'clock, and so it just depends. And then we have a show at usually around like 2 to 4 or 8 o'clock. So it just depends on the person, to be honest.
Yeah. Different days too have different things, because some days we have 2 shows, some days we only have 1. So it's kind of.
Yeah. So do you guys play instruments as well?
Yeah, I play the piano mostly, and then I do a little bit of everything, I guess.
You dabble.
I dabble, and I'm not very good at it, but I can do it.
I play the violin just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there's times where when you go to the show, man, there's like a ton of people playing different instruments.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, mainly most of the kids play the violin, and then a few of the other kids play different instruments. It just depends whatever the kid wants to do. They get to choose. Like my cousin Jonathan, he chose to learn the trumpet. And so the parents were like, okay, let's do it, and so he started learning the trumpet. So.
Yeah. Well, it's fascinating, and folks, if you've never seen the Hughes family, they have 3 different shows this year that you guys are producing in all of that, and so we've got ReVibe, which we're going to talk about in just a moment, but we also have the Hughes now country.
Yeah, which is actually mainly just the 4 brothers,
right?
And they have their full band, and then William and Jacob, they are part of the band, and they help them out. But it's mostly just the 4 brothers. That goes back to their roots, and when they first came to Branson, it's more of that kind of show. They want to go back and revisit those memories.
And then we have the 3rd show, which is really the Hughes brothers and the kids, and that's the Hughes music show, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's the world's largest performing family one. Yeah. So
okay, we'll be back in just a second. We're going to talk more about these shows and about their new show, ReVibe, here in just a minute.
The Hughes Music Show, Branson's ultimate entertainment experience. Voted Best Live Music Show by Branson Entertainers. The Hughes Music Show, celebrating 25 years in Branson. The world's largest performing family. One family, born to entertain. The Hughes Music Show.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and I am here today with Benjamin and Nathaniel Hughes with the Hughes family, and they have a new show, and it's called ReVibe, and it just started in March, and I always say trying to launch a new show in the COVID era is really tough, but you guys are seasoned performers. Even though you're young, you've been doing this a long time. So kind of talk to us about ReVibe and what is it and what can people expect when they come to this show?
So going back to the, like COVID and what happened is we were actually planning on opening the show last year, but COVID kind of happened, and so we kind of took that time and capitalized it when everything was closed down, and they say social distance, but unless you're with family, right? And luckily we're all family, and so we got to there was like a time when we got to camp out at the theater and just completely, almost like a boot camp, and just get everything done with the new show, and we're super excited. To what to expect, it's like it's super high energy. We've had world famous choreographers help us out with this, and we have some amazing choreography, some amazing singing, and we're super excited. Young, high energetic, a family show.
So if people are out there thinking Branson is just for old people and it's just old shows, this would prove that not true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we want to cater to everybody, and we want the kids' smiles to appear, and that's really important.
Yeah. And so I guess I'm not young anymore. I still feel young, but I'm getting older.
You look great.
And so I went to the VIP night that you guys had.
Cool.
And that was a show where you kind of did segments of each of your shows, and so I got to see a portion of ReVibe, and I mean, folks, it's amazing. I mean, I'm just always sitting there going, how do you remember all of the moves?
Sometimes you don't, but
like you have to remember so much.
True.
And that's why you practice.
Yep.
But the talent is unbelievable. And of course, I mean, you guys have been doing this for a long time, but one of the things I noticed in here, it says in the show, I brought, this is from your website, it says filled with rock and roll, R&B, pop, alternative, jazz, country, but then it says torch music. And I'm like, what is torch music? Does anybody know what torch music is?
I didn't write it either.
I don't know, high energy music maybe?
Yeah, I I don't know what that means, but I have to
whoever
talk
the
to my
copywriter was.
Maybe that means like, oh man, that's fire, dude.
yeah, like it's the youngin type.
I don't know.
Saying, I guess.
Maybe it's a young slang word.
Yeah,
We don't have anything to do with the website. We don't have anything to do with the website.
But yeah, it's definitely all types of music, and we love putting our young opinions about the music and making it how the young people feel it, and so that was really important to us when we sat down in the production. We wanted to make, that's the whole point of ReVibe. It's taking the old music that all the old people love, right? I say old, but I'm 20, so rock and roll is old to me. So we take that music and make it our own and do awesome stuff with it. So
make it our own, but still do it close enough to the original so people don't hate us.
Yeah. Well, I've seen this where people take very well-known songs and change them up a little bit, and that's okay. It just shows your creativity in that. And are you guys doing anything original, either in the show or outside of the show?
So Jacob does a couple original songs. I think the originality just comes from us doing it, us doing the other songs, and it's not going to be, we do Living on a Prayer, and so stuff like that.
Bon Jovi, folks.
Yeah, so stuff like that. We're not going to sound like Bon Jovi, but that's where our originality comes from.
That's my era. That's my era. Bon Jovi.
So stuff like that.
Yeah. So. Well, and I always get excited when I go to the shows and I hear kind of this music that I grew up with, and I think you're seeing this transition in Branson, and it doesn't happen overnight, but it happens over time where the music changes because people and their ages are changing as well, and so I think that's great. So my question is did the brothers have any involvement in this, or did it was all the younger?
I think you can answer
folks.
that.
I think there was a little bit of involvement and opinions where they gave their opinions, but they weren't like, you have to do it this way or it's end all things.
In production, Jason is the director of the other show, the Hughes music show, and when we sat down in production, they were like, we want your hands to be on this, and so they made me the director of the new show, and they said, you guys do what you want with the music, and if we think it's terrible, we'll let you know, but other than that.
So they gave you a lot of freedom.
Yeah, they gave us tons of freedom. They were like, this is your child, and you get to raise it the way you want.
That's
and so
great. That's awesome.
Pretty
we got to talk about TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, you have a bunch of followers on TikTok, right?
Yeah, it's just kind of accumulated over time, especially during COVID.
What have you done to get? Well, you said over 100,000 followers.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I don't know. I just post every day. Sometimes it's a really good post. Other times it might not be good at all.
Sometimes it's really cringy, but
yeah. But I would say, out of most people on TikTok, I'm less cringy than most.
Yeah.
He did like this series.
I did these weird dance moves for 100 days, and I did this like noodle dance. He grinded it
out, and it worked, blew up. And so there's other things we did, like our Hughes family has a TikTok.
Yeah, we have a family TikTok.
And we posted the first one, and we did Shaboom. It's mostly known from Cars, and so we posted that, and that kind of blew up, and Nathaniel he's been posting. Yeah. We did a couple of singing videos on his that have kind of went viral.
So we just got to figure out how to get all those people to Branson.
Yeah. Well, some people I've made some TikToks where I was saying I'm from Missouri, and if you're coming to Branson, Missouri, you should come see our show.
Yeah.
See the shows.
And yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
So people are probably wondering whose child you are, and so you're Marty.
I'm Marty's.
Part of Marty's family.
Yeah, Marty is most well known as the shortest, most well-rounded of the brothers.
Yeah.
So.
And he's got the most kids.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're a family of
15. So
15.
yeah, there's a lot.
That's
of us.
3 basketball teams. and here's the deal. Your mother looks like she's younger than most of all of you, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
she
kinda
looks so
crazy.
young.
She does look.
She looks very young.
great.
Anyway, and you are Ryan's son.
Yep.
So, just
Yeah.
for those of you that are wondering whose kids they are, if you follow the brothers, you will know that. So, you guys have been in town, since 1995?
5. Yeah, so
So a long time.
Long time. I think they moved at the beginning of 1995. So the brothers. I mean, they've been in Branson for a long time.
So, if you guys want to go see ReVibe, which
ReVibe.
ReVibe.
Yeah, ReVibe.
Thank you for
It's
correcting
a
me.
vibe. It's the younger generation's word, and
ReVibe.
Well, it was
so it's
understandable.
understandable.
It was slang word a long time ago.
Like I told you, we don't do double takes in the show. If we mess up, we mess up.
all right.
ReVibe. But it is on, the schedule for most of the year is it's on Wednesdays at 2
Yep.
and Saturdays at 8.
Yeah.
So if you're just coming for the weekend, you can come rock out on Saturday night at the show. Now, in November and December, that changes and it goes to a 2 o'clock on Saturday. So I always tell people, double check the schedule, but when I'm trying to give the schedule out there, that's the majority of the schedule most of the year. So, guys, thanks for coming to the show.
Awesome. Thanks for having
We'll be
us.
back in just a minute to wrap the show up.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. We're wrapping it up today. It sure was good to have some of the Hughes, what I call second generation, on the show today. And if you haven't seen ReVibe, I think you need to go check it out. It's going to be fast-paced, high energy, lots of excitement, and so I'm looking forward to see what they do with that show this year. Tomorrow night, after this launches, Neil McCoy is going to be in town at the Mansion Theater on April 16th. He's also going to be back in October and November of this year. So Neil, welcome back to Branson. It's good to have you here. Silver Dollar City's got a new festival that they're starting on April 15th, and it's going to go through May 2nd, called Street Fest. And I was looking at a lot of the new performers that are going to be out there for this limited engagement time. If you've got time to go out there and check some of those performers out, you may want to do that. I think they've also got some new taste things that you can eat during this time frame that you won't be able to eat other times. The Branson car auction is this weekend. If you like cars, go down to the convention center, check out that auction that goes on. Maybe you want to buy a car. If not, you can just look around, check things out. They'd love to have you down there. And then coming up soon, out at the Welk Resort is going to be the Spring Jubilee, and they've got a lot of great entertainers coming out there. You'll want to check that out, April 19th through the 21st, and then they're doing it again the 21st through the 23rd. So you've got folks like Jason Crabb, the Hoppers, bunch of folks out there. So if you like that Southern gospel, you like great speakers, you may want to check that event out there. Our next week's episode is Jack Knutson with Six, and it's been over 4 years since he's been on the show. So we're looking forward to talking to Jack on next week's show. Folks, if you need help planning your entire Branson vacation, the folks at iBranson.com can help you. They can help book your shows, attractions, and lodging. In fact, sometimes you can even get great dining discounts from them as well. Check them out at iBranson.com, or you can call them at 877-ENTERTAIN. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back next week.